Well, hello there, stamping friends. It's Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and we're here in the middle of August, and it's time to continue to celebrate our kits collection at Stampin' Up. So tonight, actually no, this afternoon, we're still on summer hours, I'm going to be sharing with you the Little Smile Kit. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera down and we're going to take a peek at this adorable kit. Okay. There, I'm going to make sure you can see my desktop and that it's straight. As you're coming aboard this afternoon, if you would please put your name and where you're watching from, I would appreciate it. Also, if you have any comments or questions on this kit, don't hesitate to ask. That's how we use the comment section. And even if you watch this on the replay, still put this, your name and any comments in the feed here, because I do go back and look and I will answer any questions that you have. So, as I said, this is one of our kit collection projects. This one, Little Smile Kit, actually has, let's see what it says here. This is a good one for beginners, I'll just let you know. And I believe it makes, now I'm not seeing the description, for I think it's 8 cards, and then there is also a really cool holder for those cards, and I'll show that to you. And the colors we're working with are Coastal Cabana, Crumb Cake, and Old Olive. So whenever you get a kit, this instruction sheet comes with it. It is in full color, which really helps to know what to do next. There is a summary here and a picture of all of the parts and pieces that should be in the kit. So I always check that when I receive it. And like I said, I'm going to just set this aside, show you what we get in the kit. So since this is a kit that requires stamping, you do get an acrylic block. You get a spot, and our spot that we're going to be using today is Coastal Cabana. This one has some linen thread, which I've already cut for us to use. We've got adhesive dots to put on the back of the die cuts and put our cards together. This is the really neat holder that comes along with this to hold the note cards we're going to make. And I actually keep this in my purse, and I use these small notes to share with a waiter or a waitress or my hairstylists, someone that just really impresses me on the run, and I want to let them know that I appreciate them. And I can't tell you how handy this has come in on the numbers of occasions that I have used this. This is actually not my first Little Smile card kit. I have used others because I like this so much. So I'll just set that to the side here. We also have a stamp set that has 5 different sentiments. I've already got those mounted on the acrylic blocks for our project today. But there are additional, like coral, the sand dollar, what would be sand, and a starfish here that you could use to make cards after we've completed this, or just like our other kits, if you wanted to cut these apart and mix and match some stamped images with the die cuts in the kit to make even more cards, that's always an option for you. All right, so let me just set this off to the side, and we're going to go ahead and get stamping. So as I open the instruction kit, the first thing that the instructions suggest is to gather all of the different envelopes, card bases, die cuts, cut the linen thread that we're going to put on here, figure out which sentiments we're going to be using, get out your block, your ink, and then you'll be ready to go, which I have already all set up. So I'll bring these in a project at a time. And then there is the detail project by project to actually put the note cards together and to do our stamping. And so let's take a peek at what is the first project in the kit here. And I have the sentiment on my block. I've got all the parts and pieces together here. So I have, you know, these really beautiful little envelopes. And so I just need my bone folder to fold over the flap here. So we've got our first envelope. Then I have the card base here, and I'm also going to fold that and then use my bone folder to make sure that that is ready for us to put together. I've got the piece of twine that they want me to tie in a ribbon. We'll do that at the end. And then I have some vellum and a glitter starfish and a little greenery here. And I've already put the mini glue dots, you know, the pieces of adhesive that we get in the kit. I've put them on. I'll have to take the paper covering off. And then we have our sentiment label, and we need to do some stamping. Now, since this is a photopolymer stamp, I will be using my Pierce mat, and I'll be putting this on here. Let's open up our spot and get to stamping. So I'm just going to ink up my sentiment and make sure that I have that all inked up, and then just center it on the sentiment label that I have here. And as far as conditioning this, you know what, I obviously could have done a better job with that. Let me see if I have the Coastal Cabana marker, and I'll show you when that doesn't happen, how I fix it. So it's not smudged, but it's not solid. So I like to get out my Stampin' Right markers, and let's find our Coastal Cabana here. They're all labeled. Okay, I've got that. And so what I'll do is just take the nib end of this marker and just go over the stamped image here. And I'm doing this without my glasses on, so I'm trying to do it as well as I can here. But this is for any image. If it's not quite the way you want it to be, you can always fill it in with these markers. So that looks a lot better. So we've got that fixed. I'm just going to keep my spot off to the side. So let me show you that a little closer. So where that wasn't inked up, now you can see it. Okay. We'll set this off to the side for a minute, and let's go ahead and put our first little note card together. So I'm going to follow the instructions here where it was to put the little adhesive dots on here. I'll tell you, this is a tool that I use every day when I'm card making. It's called Take Your Pick tool. If you don't have it, once you have it, you'll never know how you got along without it. So it really helps to take off the adhesive covering. It also helped me to put these in place. And it's a very helpful tool. All right, so we've got that off. Let's go ahead, and the instructions are saying I'm just going to be centering this in the middle of my note card. And then I'm going to take the greenery and take off this adhesive. Turn this over, and I'm going to go ahead and put this right along the top per the instructions, and then take my starfish that is all glittery. I love it. Let's get the other side off of here, and we'll adhere that starfish right there. All right, and then we've already stamped our sentiment. So this one, I do need to put the dots on because I didn't want to stamp on top of it with those on the back already. So I'm just going to take 3 of them and put across the back of my sentiment label here and pop those off. Okay, and then put that right in the center here. Straight. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow. So I just take this to one side. Think about how long of a tail I'm going to need. Obviously, this is a small note card, so I won't need that long of a tail. They did say to cut 12 inches off. I did that. I probably could have gotten away with 8 to 10 inches and had the size tail that I think is good for the size of a note card, but I followed the directions. And then I'm going to take one more of these little adhesive dots, and I'm going to put it right on the back of that bow. And then I'm going to take the adhesive covering off here and try not to take that adhesive with me. And then that is what I'm going to put right here, kind of on the base of that starfish. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim off the sides of that bow. And there we go. We have our first note card. I want you to be able to see that. Now that was pretty easy, so we're going to just set that one off to the side here. Get our little things off of here, and let's do the second note card. So I've got that one all together as well. We've got our stamp. Now this one is actually going to be a portrait. This was a landscape little note card. This one is going to be portrait, which means it's going to be higher than it is wide. And we've got some die cuts there. Let's go ahead and do our bone folding on this envelope and on this card. It's so nice they come scored. Makes it really easy to do that part. All right, let's go ahead and do our stamping. So I'm going to bring back in my Pierce mat and kind of put that up here. Got my little sentiment label that was provided in the kit. Now, because of what happened last time, I am going to condition this stamp by using it and make sure that I'm getting a good impression. Also, so you do that, you can also wash it one time. So I'm putting it on my chamois because I don't want to end up with that sentiment looking the same way it did on my first little note card. So now the stamp is conditioned and it should take the ink much better. And then I'm going to just go ahead and center it on my sentiment label. And there, that came out much better when I took the time to actually condition the stamp. So it really is worthwhile to do that. There you go. Okay, so we've got that done. Put this off to the side again, and let's go ahead and put this one together. So I'm going to just go to the next set of directions here. There we go. So this one, Oh, like I said, this one is going to be this direction. And I'm going to first put my, let's see, I have the palm tree. Now, where did my little piece of coral made out of vellum was stuck on the bottom of the pierce mat. I'm just going to turn these all upside down so I can go ahead and just pop these adhesive coverings off again. And I'll tell you, sometimes they are stubborn. There we go. So let's see who's on here. Hi, Dawn Marie. Yes, very good for Florida friends and family. Such a happy and cute little card. Absolutely. Hi, Kathy. Let's see. Thank you for giving me a little love and sharing this video. That's one of the nicest things you can do, is pass along the fun by sharing this video with your family and friends. And it also helps to get more people stamping, which is why I started Plum Crazy Stamping, and some days it's why I get out of bed, because it's so happy. So anyway, let's go ahead and put our palm tree just here in the center. There we go. And I'm going to take the little sand dollar here and put that off to the side on one side, and I've got this piece of coral over here on the other side. Okay. And then I do need to add the dots. My little adhesive dots on the back of this again. Really, I think 2 will be plenty, so we're going to do that just to save some time here. Okay. And pop those off. All right. And then go ahead right in the center, kind of down just a little bit. I'm going to put that there. And then here we go. Make a bow again. I'll tell you, making the bow with the linen thread is really nice because it goes pretty quick. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull on this a bit just to get the loops to be the same size. Okay. And then I'll put one of my adhesive dots right on that knot again so that I can add it to the card. And just pull the top off again. There we go. And let's see, where are they thinking to add this one? I'm actually going to add it over here. I think the side that has just the coral vellum needs a little bit of something. All right, so there is our second card with its envelope. I want to make sure you can take a peek at that. All right, let's go ahead, set that one aside, and we are ready for note card number 3, which is on the bottom of this portion of the instructions here. And let's just set this one over to the side. So this time we have another landscape little note card. So we've got our linen thread, and we have our sentiment label, and we have some of our die cuts. Just set these up here. And then we'll go ahead with our envelope again. Okay, and we're going to go ahead with our note card. These are so easy, you guys. This is something where you can have a friend over to visit, and while you're talking, you can still put this together. they might have a kit too. That'd be kind of fun, right? And let's go ahead and we're going to stamp our sentiment on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and condition this stamp again. Certainly got better ink coverage the second time around than the first time around. So we'll do our little stamping off. We're going to wash that stamp and dry it. And then, you know, another way you can condition your stamp is just rubbing your finger over it too. If there was any oil on it from when it was manufactured, you know, you'll take that oil off with your finger too. So that's always a possibility. But it's something to think about whenever you get a new stamp set to do that conditioning. All right. So here we go with this one, and we'll center that. And there we go. Thank you. It means so much. Nice little sentiments in here. I'll tell you, I had a lady at a gift store when I went up to Door County over Memorial Day weekend. She went out of her way to wrap this little gift I had gotten for someone. And it was so nice. I was so glad I had this in my purse. And while she was finishing wrapping, I could pull this out and actually give something back to her for taking the time. You know, some people are just so amazing. And, you know, they're like, oh, no problem. Let me do this. And what do you think her favorite color is? You know, I said pink. She made sure that she put a pink bow on it. I mean, wow. Is that service going a little above and beyond? You know, I really felt like it was. And the joy that friend of mine expressed when I was able to give that to her. Wow. And the lady in that store really helped me to make a little gift even more special. So it's nice to be able to have something with you so you can do something. Because I probably am not going back to that store, you know, probably at least for another year. And who knows if she'll be working there or working that day. So I could do something right then and there. So I would encourage you to, even if you don't have this kit, maybe create some of these little note cards and have them with you. I think once we just think ahead a little bit, we can always do something nice and make it simple for ourselves, right? One of those nights you don't know, what am I going to make in my craft room today? What do I want to do? I got a new stamp set. Well, maybe just make some little notes to make somebody happy. All right, and then we're going to just center that. And another linen bow. This is a good way to use up if you have some linen thread that's either left over from a project you've had or you bought it and you haven't used it yet. Just think about making little bows that go around the sentiment of your project and just spice it up a little bit. Very easy, and it does add a little something something, right, to what we're doing. So when I think of my crazy card making formula, this is the Z, the zany thing to do that makes it just a little extra special. There we go, and then we'll just trim off those ends to that bow. And there we go. We've got number 3. Oh, and I'll tell you, my computer's acting up. There we go. All right, and let's just take a peek at 4 and get that one done too. So we've got our linen thread and what we've got going on here. Now we've got another portrait shaped card, or oriented card, I guess is probably a better way to say it. So we'll just get our envelope in place. I have to switch this over now because we're on number 4. Get this. I love these colors together. Coastal Cabana, Crumb Cake, and Old Olive. You know, sometimes I take the colors that they do and then I use it on my own card with another stamp set. But I like the way they have matched their colors together. Then I don't have to think up my own color scheme. That makes things a little easier. All right, I have the dots on all of these too. Let me go ahead and pull that off of these die cuts. I love having the die cutting done for me. I love using my cut and emboss machine, but you know what? If they're going to provide it for me, it just saves me time, and I like that about these kits. Oh, and I want to let you know, so since we're celebrating kits this month, and you can get up to 30% off when you order kits from my online store, anybody that is either a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin or orders a kit this month, I am going to invite you to a free crop. So on September 7th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I am going to have a Zoom crop. It's going to be free. We're going to have prize drawings during that time. We're also going to work on our kit projects and, you know, share some more fun by having some drawings, winning some stuff, and also just seeing what people are doing with their kits. So I'll just put that out there, and there'll be more on my Facebook page here, as well as in my weekly newsletter. So be watching for that. I hope to invite you and have you join the gang to get some stamping done. I don't know about you, but I love to do that, and I love to see what other people are doing. So that's why I thought, I think it's time to have a little crop. So keep your eye out for that. It'll be the free kit event. I'm really not naming it anything else outside of that, but once again, September 7th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's a Thursday. So even if you work, maybe you can take your lunch break during that time so you can join us for part of it. I am actually going to be, some of the prizes are actually going to be some kits. And then I'm going to have some other prizes too. So I'm not going to give it all away. Got to be some surprises. Okay, there we go with our sentiment getting inked up. And we'll center that. Press it down. Hi, Mary Ellen. Nice to see you. All right, let's set that up there and go ahead and put our adhesive on the back of this sentiment. Okay. Get this all out of our way, except for the dots we're going to need for our ribbon. Now, I have to tell you, some of the kits are only available as long as they have a supply, and some of them have been selling out. And as I breezed through there yesterday, I'm concerned that this kit itself may be one of the ones that is already sold out. So if it is, I am sorry for that. It didn't appear, some kits, once they're gone, they never come back. Some kits, they will make another round in production, and you just have to wait for them to come back. So I don't know what the situation will be with this one. This kit actually at one time was a Paper Pumpkin. That's when I got it the first time. And I liked it so much, and I actually have had a number of calls over time about this kit because people wanted refills so that they could, you know, make more of them. So like I said, Kits, though, are never guaranteed. It's just while they're online, they're available, and you can always get them in the online store. That's where you see kits and how you can buy kits. All right, there we've got our bow on this one. All right, with this envelope, get this out of the way, and let's just set these all out here so that you can get a good look at them all. How fun and festive are these? So they're supposed to create a little smile, where they certainly do. For me, I hope that you've enjoyed seeing this kit. I just wanted to share two other opportunities that are available right now. So this month's Paper Pumpkin is called With Love and Gratitude, and it was created by the co-founder of Stampin' Up. And it's a very special. It has treat packages, note cards with coordinating envelopes. It's going to have the Lost Lagoon stamp spot in it, plus specialty gold foil pieces in addition to the die cuts. And the add-on, if you subscribe to this kit, is going to be you can get a journal that also has gold foil sticker sheets, and that journal is going to be $15, and the only way you can get it is by getting this Paper Pumpkin. So if you're interested in that at all, that will also be on my store. And then I just want to remind you that this month, if this looks familiar to you, this is from the suite of Irresistible Blooms, and there's a stamp set, die cuts, and paper. And if you have this or just other floral sets that you like, I am giving away a free tutorial that has 4 cards for anybody that spends $50 in my online store or contacting me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com to place an order. And then during this month, this will be absolutely free. And so this has not only the cutting measurements, the supplies, it has pictures of putting together the tutorial, and a lot of detail for the 4 cards that are included in this tutorial. So, FYI, if there is anything else I can do or you have other questions, don't hesitate to contact me. So, I want to say thank you so very much for joining me in Facebook Live today. I'm Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and I just wish you well and happy stamping, and I'll see you in a week, next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye now.